Henshaws, daily living, supporting people with sight loss and a range of other disabilities to go beyond expectations.
Welcome to Henshaws Tips, Tricks and Tech. Today we're with Simon Merrills, our rehab officer, and we're going to talk about a subject that I really struggle trying to find online. So we're breaking down barriers because that's what we do. Yeah. So Simon, you've got something obvious on your left eye. Can you tell me a little bit about it?
Right. So my left eye is a false eye.
Yeah.
Some people call them false eyes, some people call them a prosthetic eye.
Can I call it a crazy eye?
You can call it what you want. The main part of it is, this eye I've got in it's checkerboard.
Yeah.
Because I wanted an eye that didn't look like an eye.
Yeah.
So, but I'll just reel it back a little bit.
So what kind of made you wanna, what made you get that false eye?
What made me get it wasn't peer pressure, it wasn't anything, it was I actually needed to have my eye removed.
Okay.
So some people get tattoos, some people get things. This is nothing to do with that. It was a complete necessity. So I do have an attractive selection of blue eyes.
Yeah. So you got like the conventional eye.
Yeah. The problem is, when I was young, I had uveitis, iritis, loads of eye conditions, loads of eye problems. I had a cataract in my left eye, which I had removed when I was 21-ish.
Okay.
It failed.
Right.
So from that day onwards, my left eye never saw anything. But eventually, I was talking to Mr. James, my surgeon, my consultant, and he said to me, "It's not your eye that's sore, it was me eyelids and me socket."
Oh, okay.
So in the back of my mind, I knew what was coming, but it actually took me, I think it probably took me 2 years to come to terms with
getting it.
Putting my name on the line and
so
saying,
literally somebody suggesting it, your consultant suggesting it to go.
He sort of suggested it, and goodly enough, he arranged for one of his mates to do it. So it was all, it was all quite good how it was done.
And personalised.
Personalised. The only problem is, it's just in your mind. You've got to think, I come into this world in one, and I was thinking of leaving it in one piece.
Oh, that's interesting.
And there's a bit of psychology goes with it.
Yeah.
I must say though, I eventually got my head around it, got it taken out.
So previously you said that you've got a couple of kind of conventional eyes, blue eyes, yeah? So that's your right blue eye.
Yeah.
So why did you go for the checkerboard? What's that about?
So first of all, I've got 3 children.
Okay.
So they're all teenagers now, that's why I'm bald. But I've got 3 children, and it's a bit strange when your dad stands in front of the sink, and as somebody said, it's a bit creepy when you just pull your eye out and wash it under the tap.
Oh, okay.
So when I was getting in, because first of all you get a clear lens, a clear cover, then they make you one like an off-the-shelf eye, nearest to. So when I went for a fitting for a proper acrylic eye, I actually said, can I have something totally different as well?
Right.
Because I wanted it to be dead obvious it wasn't an eye.
Yeah.
Because that's just what I'm like.
So you wanted to kind of make a statement that, I'm kind of over it, and so should you be.
Yeah, and that's it. And it was just made it a lot easier. It was out in the open, and just to go back to the original reason, it was so much more comfortable.
Yeah.
Straight away.
Just no
it was
pain.
Instant relief. So that was the point of it, and I've just made something a little bit quirky out of it.
So we was talking about removing the eye. So how does that work?
Front of the eye is like a big cap,
right?
And I literally I can put my finger in and wrench it out, but that's not really pleasant. I actually have a miniature toilet plunger.
Okay.
Just for removing eyes.
So you literally stick it on the lens.
I just stick it on, wiggle it about, and pull it out.
Pops off.
Yeah.
And then you kind of do that daily cleaning.
No, I don't mess with it that much.
Oh really? You don't need to? Then?
No, I can get about 4 or 5 days, and you know when you need to clean it.
Right.
It starts to bind a little bit.
Listen, while I've been, I've known you for yonks, right, but I've never really looked into your eyes, obviously, right?
No, yeah.
But seriously, right, that is a piece of artwork. Yeah. Right? The more you look at it, it's kind of mesmerising. It's a really nice piece of work, and you were saying it's hand painted.
It's hand painted by a guy in Blackpool at the National Artificial Eye Centre. They painted it up for me, did a cracking job.
Absolutely, I think it's amazing.
It's different, isn't it?
And it follows. So Simon was going on about like like doll's eye, where the eye, but the actual prosthetic just stays still. But his doesn't. It moves around because he's still got his eye and his muscles, so it still moves around. And it's never, I gotta say, right, it's never been off-putting. That is most definitely not trying to be anything other than, a blanket across your eye.
Being totally honest with you, Mark, I can get this conversation over and done with instantly. Yeah, it's a false eye.
Yeah. Right, listen, like I said, we like to talk about other things, and definitely prosthetic eye is something that I didn't think we were going to do a video about today. And thanks for Simon for letting us know all about that and really getting into the depths of it. Thank you for tuning in and watching this video. As always, give us a like, show us some love, pass it on to anyone that might think this of use, and keep watching, and you take care. Bye.